If food labels were actually honest, this is what we would see.
It's fucking horrendous. Personally, I've never quite seen anything of that fucking bad.
Gotta say, taste, taste. She can get a taste, taste, taste. She can get a taste, taste, taste. What did say? It's all the same like Mary Kate.
Imagine buying a burger that never came from a farm, just a lab. In as little as 2 years, lab-grown meat could be hitting UK supermarket shelves, promising a future with fewer carbon emissions and no slaughtered animals. Supporters say it's the answer to climate change and food shortages, but critics argue it's unnatural, untested, and could have risks we don't fully understand. Will Brits be open to swapping their Sunday roast for science, or will this lab-grown revolution struggle to take off? Would you give it a try, or does the thought of engineered meat put you off? Let us know your thoughts.
Okay, rather than you creating fake meat in a laboratory because you think you can develop a consumable product with the right vitamins and minerals that we need for survival without harming the environment, it's okay. I get what you're trying to say, but hold on. Why don't you just make, in fact, we know the best foods that you can consume, whether meat or vegetables. These are things that are either grown in the ground or animals that survive on food that has grown in the ground, right? That's real food. With all that's what God put on the earth for us to consume, right? Now, I know that this kind of research is not done with any religious angle or with believing in any kind of system of a higher order. I understand that, but think about it. Everything in the environment is there for us. We are part of our environment.
Right then. Welcome back to Blighty Blighted. Now, I've been watching this video about artificial foods taking over our supermarkets and restaurants, and I must say, it's absolutely balmy what's happening to our food. You know, when I was a lad back in the 50s, if you wanted a tomato, you went to Mrs. Henderson's greengrocer down the lane. She'd hand you a proper tomato. Muddy, misshapen perhaps, but by God it tasted like a tomato should. Now they're telling me they can grow meat in laboratories. Meat from laboratories. Whatever next? I remember my dear mother's Sunday roasts. The beef came from Johnson's farm just outside the village. You could see the cattle grazing from our kitchen window. The potatoes came from our own back garden, caked in proper English soil. Now I pick up a beef burger from the supermarket and half the ingredients are chemicals I can't even pronounce. They've got artificial vanilla that's never seen a vanilla pod, strawberry flavoring made in factories, and don't get me started on this plant-based nonsense masquerading as proper meat. In my day, plants were plants and meat was meat. We didn't need a university degree to tell the difference. I suppose progress marches on, but sometimes I wonder if we've lost something precious along the way. The simple pleasure of real food.
That we consume is the most important thing, all right? When you have the luxury in the West, this is why I say the West is going down, because we have the luxury here of trying to tinker with nature, trying to maximize profits and still think we can maintain correct vitamins, correct minerals in our foods. When you're playing with nature, you're playing with life. You're playing with the actual source of life. Like messing with water. Yes, I understand removing bacteria from the water, making it safe to drink, I get that. But when you start hearing now that they want to manufacture water from scratch, Come on, right? I'm not actually a scientist, but I would imagine a lot of the repercussions of some of these researched and allegedly safe foods that we're supposed to consume, the actual repercussions are never realized until decades later, when kids are growing with weird symptoms and we don't know where they come from, and nobody wants to admit, and it's hidden. All right, we don't want to go down that road. I'm sure many of the ailments we have today are a result of our diet in the past, and all these newly researched food that have been approved for consumption. Right, all I can say is we need to be very careful, right? And I would say that those people who are not originally from here, or if you have roots outside of the UK, particularly in Africa and Asia, don't give up your dual citizenship, because one day the whole house is going to come tumbling down over here and you're going to need to run. Everybody else is already running to Africa and Asia and places like this, which it supposedly, well, it's better. The quality of life is better, even if it is poverty stricken. The quality of life, the quality of the food. We're at that stage in Africa now where we are we're struggling with maintaining healthy water and food, but that's purely because of the neglect of government, right? The basis of our food is incredible. We get better food that side, though. We get better food. It's only that mismanagement of our resources that causes infection to get into the water supply and into the food chain, but we're still dealing with a root and a basic product that is amazing for our consumption. So we should be looking at that. Let us not emulate what we're seeing in the West, because you end up here trying to create fake foods in laboratories, and they call it health foods. Please, what's your opinion? Let me know down below.
Now guys, there's an actual glitch in the Matrix, yeah? For as long as I can remember, for about a good 15 years, I've been allergic to grapes. But every time I buy my daughter grapes, I always like have a little pinch of one to see if I can eat them. Lo and behold, I got these grapes from Iceland. I'm not allergic to them. I've been backing the grapes all day. What's in these grapes? That's why I'm not allergic. What's going on? Every other grape allergic, but not these. I can't even drink wine. I've never had wine in my life. Wow.
These are chemically made eggs somewhere in China, and these will be sent into the market for people to eat. You see, the reason why there is so much health issues these days in the world, cancer and a lot of things going on with people. We don't even know what we eat. We don't know where the things we're eating come from. Especially to you people that like to eat takeaways, that like to eat takeouts. You don't know how this food are prepared. But you just, you stuff your guts up with this food without knowing the origin of this food. And here, a massive factory making eggs, chemically made eggs, for people to eat. May God help us all.
I don't know what is this. I was already eating this egg before I saw the yolk like this, and you can see it's hard. I'm trying to break it. Let me break it. What the wait, I don't understand. This is another egg inside. Now, I've never seen this in my life before. Wait, guys, is this normal? Like, is this stuff normal? Just let me... What's I'm trying to open it. It's not opening. Guys, see. What is this?
So tonight we're having chicken burgers for dinner, and I just show you the interesting observation, let's just say, I've found with Tesco's Southern Fried Chicken burgers. So these are from two different packs. So this one was frozen from a previous pack, and then these three I've used today, and there's one left over, so you get 4 in a pack. Okay. I just observed like how weird, like they're all identical with these little bits cut out here and then the same sort of peak on the top. Even the one still in the packet looks the same. Look. It's the same shape. How? They are like a copy, a carbon copy of each of them. Bear in mind, these three plus this one were from the same pack. And that one is from a different pack, yet they still look the same. You cannot tell me our food is not already messed with. And this is the packet for chicken steaks. And the ingredients, there they are. I mean, it's 63% chicken. I mean, at this point, that's pretty good. Like, considering how the government is with giving us our meats. 63% chicken. And the other percent just rubbish. That's, you know, pretty standard now. But look, you cannot cut a chicken, you cannot slice a chicken breast and have the same pattern for 5 chicken steaks. You can't do it. It's messed with. Tesco strikes again.
What's the real reason behind the fake fruit in the USA? Dozens of Americans are reporting that the fruit they're being sold is fake. This viral frenzy started with TikTok videos showing rubbery avocados that don't brown, bananas that stretch like rubber bands, and blueberries that look like they're made of silicone. The avocado looks the most artificial, as it doesn't go brown after being left out to ripen and bends like Play-Doh. This has sparked a frenzy of videos and comments from TikTok users saying they've experienced the same thing. Reddit users theorize that this may be down to the fruit being genetically modified. Genetic modification might be changing what you're eating without you even knowing, to make the fruit last longer and look more appealing. Have you experienced this? Or do you think people are creating fake videos for views?
Why this watermelon has the texture of rubber. I don't know what's going on with fruits this summer, but I've seen videos all over my TikTok page about avocados, watermelon, just having the texture of rubber. And I haven't actually had that experience until today. So we bought a watermelon yesterday and I just cut it up to have for lunch. I don't know what's going on, but since when is watermelon doing this? I'm trying to break it and it just won't break. It's like literally like rubber. Someone tell me what is going on. What are we eating? Are we eating plastic or fruits? Because at this point, I don't know. Also learned that if you grab some paper, I only have tissue paper, and you dab a watermelon, we're going to try this now, it should come out clear. Like the water in a watermelon should be clear. There should be no color. But if there's some sort of modification in the watermelon, then the water will, like when you dab it, it will come out red. So I haven't tried it. I'm going to try it here. And like, let's see if this comes out colored or if it comes out clear. So you can see that shouldn't be red. That should be clear. So there's something, they've done something to this watermelon to make it, number one, appear red, color of a watermelon, what it should be, and clearly something to the fruit, because oh, it's snapped. Watermelon should not be bending like this.
Would you believe me if I told you that this was vegan steak? Today I'm going to be cooking a vegan steak for the very first time. Step 1, you want to heat the pan. Step 2, you want to add your oil. I'm going to simply pop the steak into the pan. Voila! We're going to cut into it to get some real texture. That is a cow! Medium rare, just how I like it. Let's try this vegan steak for the very first time. It looks pretty similar, if I'm honest. Wow. No, that tastes like steak. That tastes like steak. This is actually kind of good. Like, I've cooked that to absolute perfection, I'm sorry. No joke, but this is actually unreal. It's actually really good. It's falling apart like a cow would. Wow.
Hey there and welcome to the Eco Renegade. So Tesco is basically giving us fake farm brands. I'm just looking over here, Woodside Farms, apparently also the name of a real farm. I'm sure they're not very happy about that. Boswell Farms, Willow Farms. all of these are fake. You sort of normally worry about fake stuff if you buy something from somewhere that you don't know, comes in this package, and say, yeah, this is top quality food, whatever it might be, meat, cheese, whatever. Would you actually eat it? Well, that's actually what's happening in our massive corporations, and in fact the biggest supermarket chain in the UK, Tesco. They are misleading us by giving us the picture, the marketing of a farm that doesn't actually exist. It looks all very nice little pictures, looks traditional, and then we find out it's fake. We don't know where it's actually coming from then, do we? Because you think it's coming from Willow Farms, for instance, for their chicken, their own label chicken. Where does it actually come from? Because they've lied to us at the beginning. It's not Willow Farm, there is no such farm. So where is it coming from? We should have ultra clarity on meat, considering all the scandals over the years and decades, not more obscurity. And then you're thinking you're supporting local farms, your local British businesses, but you're not necessarily doing that. We don't know where it comes from. According to this, may be sourced from UK farms and not necessarily traditional ones. So we don't even know the quality of the upkeep of the animals or anything like that. It's all deliberate. And I'm guessing that they're also increasing the price just to make sure, because if you're thinking it's a better quality meat because it's from a real farm with all these real farm pictures, I won't ever be touching it. And I already don't buy meat from Tesco or any of the supermarkets when I can avoid it. If I know of one that is locally sourced, then I might do it. If I'm in a rush, I'd rather wait and just order direct from the farm. But that's not always convenient. It's not always possible. These places are basically a cartel. Some massive players dominate the market, and Tesco is by far the biggest. This sort of behaviour shouldn't be allowed. If it is reversed and your small farmer tried to copy Tesco's name, what do you think would happen? We don't even have to answer that, do we? We know what would happen. They would come down on them, and they would even probably shut them down just to make an example of them. But yet when it's the other way around, these corporations seemingly getting away with whatever they like. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of other things like pricing and the confusion that the 1 minute something's one price, the next minute's another. It's confusing as hell. But this, not being able to trust what's on the packet, really does damage food trust, and I think gives us an even bigger reason why we should buy local. Let's use what they think of us as customers and turn it against them. Buy local, go to your local farm, know that it's real, and know that you're supporting a business so that it doesn't go out of business and take away as much money from these places as possible. They don't deserve our trust, and they certainly don't deserve our money.
So, Mum bought fish from Lewisham, and this fish don't seem to be real fish. Like, first of all, it looks like a sponge, and there's barely any, but she caught it and there was no blood. Like, look at this. So, mind what you eat.
What do you think? Are we better off with all these scientific marvels, or have we traded our souls for convenience? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, this is Blighty Blighted, keeping Britain's memories alive. Cheerio.